folks, I just wanted to make a quick video response for itinerant hobbyists regarding some questions with impetus, basic impetus in particular. And okay, let's see what we can come up with here. Alright, first of all, this is your example. You have a large unit of pikes charging against a unit of cavalry. And your first question was regarding flank attack. Well, you were correct. In order to count as a flank attack, this entire large unit has to be completely behind the front of this unit they are charging. If they can do that, like they would in this situation, that would be a flank attack. Well, that's not the case in your example, so if we put them like you had them, that would not be a flank attack. So you're correct with that. You have your definition of what a flank is correct. Alright, so now second question was calculating VBU. Okay, VBU. Let's see. Well, looking at your example, we have it all set up there. These guys have a VBU of 6. This large unit has a VBU of 4. Why? Because it's made up of 2 units that have VBU of 4. So, VBU 4. Now, we're going to put out our dice here. This large unit would have 4 dice right off the bat, and this other unit would have 6. In fact, let's make the black ones the 6. And the red ones are going to be the 4. Now, this unit won't have any other modifiers. Maybe if it was disordered, I think it would have a -1. And again, this is all regarding basic impetus rules. There are some slight differences, which I'm not going to go into, but basic impetus. So 4 dice. Now, they get a modifier for being a large unit. Pikes, in fact. And what that is a +4 versus mounted troops. If it was infantry, it would only be a +2. But this is +4. So they get 4 extra dice for that. Now, they have an impetus bonus of 1. And these guys have an impetus bonus of whatever, 4, whatever. They don't get their impetus bonus because they didn't charge, obviously. So they're at 6. The infantry did charge. However, the special rule is, and this applies to all infantry actually, infantry only get their impetus bonus against other foot troops. They never get it against mounted troops. And it's pretty much the same thing in full impetus. So they would not get that impetus bonus for charging the cavalry. So they don't get that. They would only have 8 dice. So that's how that works. Okay, let's roll the dice. No other modifiers. Let's see what we get here, folks. They need 6s. Oh, shit. And double 5s. No double 5s, but they got 3 6s. That's pretty damn sweet. Put them to the side. And the cavalry, they would roll their dice, needing double 5s and 6s. And what did they get? They got a 5, and that's it. So they got nothing. So they didn't do too well, and the infantry did outstanding. So what does that mean? Well, it means that this unit took 3 damage and needs to make a cohesion test. This unit took no damage and does not need to make a cohesion test. It also means, incidentally, that this unit, because it does not take a cohesion test, does not become disordered, which otherwise always applies when you take a cohesion test, whether you pass it or not. So no disorder for these guys. I know otherwise about disorder. I don't see anywhere where it says if you don't have to take a cohesion test, you automatically are considered to pass it, and therefore you take disorder. I don't see that, so they don't take disorder. They don't have to make the test. So that's that. Anyway, getting back to the damage on this unit. They took 3 damage. Their VBU is 6, no other modifiers, like, for instance, if they were disordered, they'd have a -1. But that's it. So it's VBU 6 minus the damage they took, which is 3. And again, this cohesion rolls to see how much permanent losses they take. So it's 6 minus 3 damage. So they need 3 or less. And they failed. They failed by 1. And the difference between this result and their what they needed, which was a 3 or less, that's how much permanent losses they take, which is 1 in this case. And they're automatically disordered. So that's how it would be. So if they fight again, they'll have a -1 to their VBU for being disordered, and their VBU is 1 less because of the permanent losses. So they'd have like a 4 VBU. Yeah, but minus whatever damage they took in the next round. Alright, so that's pretty much how that works. Yeah, I just looked it up real quick. And if you lose the combat, in other words, took the most permanent losses at the end of combat, and you hit on the flank, you are routed. So it's not a failed cohesion test. It's basically took the most losses. That would destroy you. Okay, so that's the second question. And the final thing was, how do these guys take damage? And when are they removed from the table? Well, in basic impetus and in full impetus, it's a little bit different between the two. But we'll stick with the basic impetus. And basically, you have it right. It's any losses that this unit accumulates go on the back unit first. And in this case, their VBU is 4. Both of them are VBU 4. So this unit doesn't take any losses, the one in the front. But the one in the back takes the damage to begin with. And when this accumulates 4, it's removed from the table. And basically, this unit is considered no longer to be a large unit, doesn't have the bonuses of it, and so on and so forth. But if this unit took, say, 6 permanent losses, 4 would go on to this and destroy it and be removed, and the remaining 2 would go on this unit, like that. And it would continue accumulating enough damage to destroy it, which would be 4. And that would be 2 more, and that would eliminate this second unit. But yeah, that's how it works. So you have it right. There's nothing wrong with your interpretation there. It's all good. So yeah, that's how it works. In the full version of Impetus, it's a little bit different regarding that. But I won't get into that, actually. I was going to, but nah, I don't think I will. It's enough to stick with basic impetus. That's how it works. That's as simple as it gets, folks. So I hope that helps. And if any more questions, let me know. I'm more than happy or more than willing to run through some examples of play here and see what happens. Okay, so again, I hope that helped. Alright, take it easy.